Hey, what's up guys? Today, I'll show you a comedy fantasy film, Ghost Graduation. Spoilers ahead, watch out and take care. The movie starts off by showing the class 93 and 94 having a dance party. The music shifts to a slow song, so the students start to pair up with a partner of their choice. A young Modesto seems to be jealous. Unexpectedly, the crowd divides, and a girl in the spotlight appears, inviting Modesto to dance with her. Modesto comes toward her, and they start to dance together. Modesto then leans in to give her a tongue massage. The crowd suddenly laughs at Modesto. As it turns out, he is the only one seeing this girl. Modesto falls to the floor as the crowd laughs at his tongue. The girl disappears into thin air, without traces of her ghostly hormones. Back to the present time, the scene shows two students rapping disrespectfully in front of their teacher, Modesto. Modesto asks them a question, but instead of answering, they throw an eraser at Modesto's face. Modesto maintains his composure and remains calm despite what his own students did to him. The principal sees the scenario, and so he calls Modesto to fire him as he cannot control his own students, even as a teacher. The next scene shows Modesto complaining to his therapist that every school has already fired him. Modesto also talks about seeing the girl who disappeared, thinking that it was a ghost. The therapist tries to convince Modesto that there's no such thing as ghosts. After the discussion, Modesto takes a walk and mistakes a ghost for a human. The next scene shows a professor talking about ghosts in Shakespeare's work to the students. The school bell rings, so the students quickly leave the room. In the library, the professor scans a copy of Shakespeare's book. Suddenly, the human skeletal model moves to the other side. The professor glances at the model, but goes back to scanning a page of the book. The skeleton model touches the professor, scaring him. The professor tries to run away, but the skeleton chases him. The professor then jumps outside the library, making him fall a few floors down, lying unconscious. The next scene shows a school principal named Tina scolding a student because of the snack he's been eating. Tina then confiscates his snacks. Teacher Baldi then runs up to her, saying he's concerned about the creepy drawing of her daughter and about other teachers quitting the school. Teacher Baldi volunteers to help the school, but Tina declines the offer, saying that she has everything under control. A staff member then calls out to Tina, saying that the chairlady of the school is waiting for her. The chairlady then talks about the recent events happening in their school. Tina tries to ease the chairlady by assuring her. Teacher Baldi helps Tina to convince the chairlady that everything will be fine. After some time, Tina inspects Modesto's resume, asking him why he transferred to many schools in a short time. But fortunately, Modesto gets the job and tries to look for room 4B. Modesto asks some of the students outside their classroom where the room is. The students fool them by saying the wrong direction. Modesto follows the students' instructions and goes upstairs to the old library. When Modesto arrives at the old library, a bunch of ghosts try to scare him away. But Modesto doesn't realize that they're ghosts. Tina heads to room 4B. Upon arriving, she asks the students where their new teacher is. The students then lie, saying that they haven't seen him yet. Meanwhile, the ghosts continue to try and scare Modesto. They start to get scared instead of him, as Modesto starts talking to them. Suddenly, Modesto rushes to leave the library. Tina spots him running away, so she tries to stop him and starts asking why he's running away from the library. Modesto ran away since he saw the former students' photos in memorial. Modesto realizes he has been talking to ghosts and not real students. The ghost students and Tina chase him, but the ghost students' bodies get deflected by some type of barrier, implying that they cannot leave the school. This helps Modesto successfully escape. The next day, Tina heads to Modesto's address. Tina tries to convince Modesto to get back to the school, also asking him about what he saw yesterday. They both head to the school after successfully convincing Modesto. Modesto starts talking about what he saw. Tina explains that the former students died because of a fire. On the other side, a couple of students sneak inside a classroom, trying to call out ghosts. They place their fingers on an Ouija board and call out to the ghosts. The ghost students scare the curious but naughty students, and so they leave in panic, except Elsa. Elsa continues to play the Ouija, leaving her with George, one of the ghost students. It's as though Elsa knows someone else is in the room. Modesto and Tina witness the running students. Tina tries to convince Modesto to talk to the ghost students and to ask them to leave the school, as the board will close the school if they do not leave. Tina assures Modesto that he's not crazy, showing him that she believes him. The next day comes. Modesto faces his day in a good mood. Modesto heads back to the old library and talks to the ghosts. The ghost students then introduce themselves. After this, Modesto goes straight to the point and asks the ghost to leave, but the former students refuse to do so. They tie him up high on the covered court. Modesto goes to his therapist to ask the ghost therapist living inside his therapist's office for help. The ghost therapist says that the former ghost students might have unfinished business, which is why their souls wander and cannot leave the school premises in peace. Modesto heads back to the school and hands the ghost students some books, intending to teach the former students to finish high school. Modesto probably thinks that this can fulfill their unfinished business. Modesto then proceeds to teach them. Danny, a ghost, raises his hand up, asking an irrelevant question to mock Modesto. The ghost students proceed to crack Modesto's smelly balls on a tree. Teacher Baldy witnesses the peculiar scene and immediately covers his daughter's eyes. The next scene shows the ghost students arguing over Modesto's proposal, but Danny insists that they're fine staying in the school. Meanwhile, Modesto gets the ghost students' documents to gather information about them. Modesto goes back to the old library, carrying a speaker with him to play some music. This piques the ghosts' interest. After some time, they ask Modesto about things that happened after they died. Later on, some of the former ghost students talk about how lame their way of living as a ghost is now, but Danny strongly opposes them. The former ghost students then reach a conclusion that they want to pass high school so that they can get out of the school. When Modesto arrives at the old library, he sees some of the ghost students sitting down and ready for class. They inform Modesto that they're accepting his proposal as they want to get out of the school. Teacher Baldy talks to Tina, saying that he doesn't like Modesto as he's weird. Modesto then arrives, asking what they're organizing for. Teacher Baldy responds that it's for a yearly tribute to Tina's father. Teacher Baldy leaves, leaving both Modesto and Tina. On the other side, Danny asks Angela why she didn't join the choir when she was still alive. Angela responds that her parents wouldn't let her. Danny convinces Angela to sing with the choir, since no one would hear her anyway. Angela walks towards the microphone and sings. Danny maximizes the volume of the microphone, and so, everyone in the stadium hears Angela's singing. The living students get spooked out by this, making them run their smelly ass away. George confronts Danny for what he did, but Danny is stubborn and doesn't listen to George. The next scene shows Modesto teaching the ghost students, but Modesto gets interrupted as Tina calls him to say something. Tina panics as the chairlady will attend the school's tribute for Tina's father, the founder of the school. Modesto tries to calm her down by asking what he can do for her. Modesto and Tina hang out in a nearby park. Tina continues to stress about the school's state. Tina stands up, asking Modesto to dance with her. So they dance while the ghost students watch them from a distance. Tina leans in for a kiss, but Modesto walks out before they can wrestle their tongues. The following days, Modesto teaches them seriously, and so the students follow his ways eagerly to obtain their goal. In the next scene, Elsa is inside a bathroom stall with Georgie. She plans on committing suicide. Elsa probably wants to join George in living as a ghost, ready to just be with him as she has fallen in love with him. Modesto hands out test papers for the ghost students' final exam and wishes them good luck. Elsa suddenly barges inside the old library and wishes George good luck and that she'll see him soon. Modesto gets confused as to why Elsa had said that, but Georgie ignores him, and so they continue taking the tests. After the test, Modesto has already calculated their average grades and is getting ready to announce them to the ghost class. The rest of the ghost students get good grades, except for Danny, who didn't even bother to answer the test correctly. Modesto asks Danny why he left some blanks in the test paper, even though he knew the answer. But he still compliments Danny's hard work in class, so he still gives him a passing grade. All of them rejoice because of their passing grades. The ghost students mistake a ray of sunshine for a light that will bring them to heaven. The students get infuriated as they think Modesto had fooled them, so they leave. Tina barges in, asking how their tests went, but Modesto lies and answers that they did fine. But suddenly, the ghost students wreak havoc, scaring people off inside the school. This makes the students and teachers rush to leave campus. Modesto goes back to ask advice from the ghost therapist, raging as his advice didn't work. The ghost therapist then points out that graduating could make the ghost students leave and that they might have other personal unfinished business. Modesto then rushes to see Tina, but he gets greeted by a crowd of teachers and parents in a meeting. Modesto gets criticized by the people, especially by Teacher Baldy. Modesto tries to explain his side, but Teacher Baldy forces him to leave, as Tina also agreed to their proposal to fire Modesto as a teacher. Modesto prepares to leave. Modesto talks to the ghost students, apologizing for their wasted efforts. But he also informs them about the unfinished business theory being true. They just have to find it out for themselves. Modesto tests the ghost students, since he suspects that one of them is keeping a secret that involves everyone's prolonged stay as lost souls. Danny then tries to shut Modesto off, but Modesto convinces him to tell the truth, as the others deserve to know the truth. Danny confesses to other ghost students that he started the fire incident because he wanted to join the school party, but they were all stuck in detention that time. Danny probably thought that the school staff would be forced to let the students out of detention because of a fire, but perhaps the fire got too big that he and the rest of the students couldn't get out. This dumb action of Danny led everyone to their deaths. Danny walks out as the others confront him upon finding out the truth behind their deaths. At night, Danny spends his time alone at the swing to reflect on what he had done while the other ghosts watch him. The next day, Modesto comes back to his therapist's office. Modesto learns that the ghost therapist couldn't leave his son alone, who's Modesto's current therapist. That explains why the ghost therapist is still in his former office. Tina calls Modesto on the phone, but he doesn't answer her call. Tina tasks a staff member to make an announcement to the school, ordering the ghost students to meet her at the old library. Tina goes to talk to the ghost students, apologizing about Modesto, saying that she can't bring him back. The ghost students realize Modesto's value, as he was the only one who tried to genuinely help them. So they make a plan to bring Modesto back. Floyd possesses a school staff's body to be able to make a call. After successfully possessing the body, Floyd attempts to call Modesto using the telephone. Floyd acts like a school staff member and lies to Modesto, informing him about signing important documents. Floyd successfully convinces Modesto to come back to school by saying that Tina is in love with him. Angela retrieves an old letter from her old locker. Angela explains that Marivi's lover placed the letter in the wrong locker and that it was supposed to be read by Marivi. Floyd steals the letter and reads it for them. Marivi gets devastated by finding out that she died while pregnant, meaning that the child died with her too. Floyd and Angela embrace her. On the day of the event for the tribute, Tina and the others prepare for the chairlady's arrival. The chairlady arrives and the school staff welcomes her with a bouquet. Tina spots Modesto in the corner. She heads towards Modesto and talks with him. Modesto spots his ghost students from a distance. Teacher Baldy drags Tina, asking her why Modesto is there. Tina explains that Modesto has come back to help them because extraordinary things are happening in their school. Teacher Baldy ignores what Tina says and accuses her of being crazy. Tina confronts Teacher Baldy about his behavior, saying he's been acting like he's the head of the school. Marivi discovers that her past lover that left her pregnant is standing in front of her, which is Teacher Baldy. In the stadium where the event is being held, Teacher Baldy tries to talk to the chairlady, but she denies him. The crowd gets bored, as they don't find the show interesting. Modesto goes to Angela, who's beside the choir, proposing an idea. Angela possesses a choir member and heads towards the mic and proceeds to sing. The crowd lives up and stands up to dance. Teacher Baldy then goes up to the stage and interferes with Angela, saying that there's no place for such music in this school. Teacher Baldy ruins the fun and proceeds to announce his proposal of changes in front of the crowd. Before he can say his proposal, Danny possesses him and tries to make a fool out of Teacher Baldy. The crowd gets shocked by what Teacher Baldy proposes. Danny comes out of Teacher Baldy's body, making Teacher Baldy confused as to what just happened. Tina kicks Teacher Baldy off the stage and announces that she'll bring the old tradition back to school. The crowd applauds. In the next scene, the former ghost students gather outside on a bench. Danny arrives, apologizing to the others for the secret he had been keeping. The others go towards him and embrace him. Later on, Modesto spots George running to get to someplace. Modesto follows along. George finds Elsa attempting suicide, so he jumps into the swimming pool and tries to save her. But since he doesn't have a living body, he cannot drag her physical body. So Elsa's soul drifts away from her body, allowing her to see George as she's submerged under the water. Georgie asks her why she's committing suicide. Elsa tells her that she wants to be with him. George promises her that they'll be together someday. Fortunately, Modesto grabs Elsa's body and tries to give her oxygen. Modesto successfully saves Elsa. She gains consciousness, still remembering George's promise in her heart. After a while, Modesto and the others attend a school party. The music transitions to a slow song, and people start pairing up with each other to dance. Tina invites Modesto for a dance. They walk toward each other and dance lovingly. Modesto and Tina are about to wrestle their tongues until Marivi interrupts it and drags Modesto outside to go to Floyd. Modesto heads outside. Lights suddenly spark. The ghost students hold each other's hands. Tina joins Modesto, knowing that the ghosts are about to leave. Danny thanks Modesto one last time because they all have accomplished their unfinished businesses, and they are finally ready to pass on peacefully. The ghost students disappear into thin air. Tina and Modesto finally wrestle their smelly tongues as a film ending. This is Daniel CC Movie Channel. Stay safe and enjoy your day.